Wow. Love, light, and blessings. This is Shamanic Arak Priestess. I actually thought I was recording a video and was halfway through it and realized I was recording nothing. So, this is going to be my wrap up for September. And I'm also going to be talking about, and I make sure I made notes so I can stay on point here. I'm also going to be talking about certain changes in directions that have happened in my path. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna basically show you my favorites of the month, but also show you some really and share with you some really enlightening things that happened in the month of September that have been very life-changing for me. So hope you enjoy this video, and let's get started. All right, guys, had to pause the video real quick because I realized that I left something that I wanted to share with you in my spirit realm. Okay, so September was a bittersweet month for me. I know a lot of people do the self-love in September, and I don't participate. I haven't had my channel that long, but this year I didn't feel like I was coming from a place of working on, not that I didn't work on self-love, if that makes sense, but like I didn't feel like I had anything to really share as far as self-love. I posted videos that I felt drawn to post. I didn't finish my series on voodoo, African traditional religions. I still have one more episode that I'm still working on, which is Haitian voodoo. There's a lot I want to say about that as well. But I just didn't feel like I could add anything to the challenge. And also, September is a tricky month for me because um, at that time last year, for those that don't know, my family comes from, my grandfather comes from Haiti, and my mom was born in Puerto Rico. So, and even my grandfather settled in Puerto Rico because of the person that was currently running the country at the time was a dictator, and he was like killing people and stuff. So he escaped to Puerto Rico and kind of made a life there. And he lost his life because of the lack of efforts in the hurricane. Do not get political with this, please. Saying that I'm disrespecting the current administration or this or that, because I will actually delete and block those comments. That is not where I want my channel to go, and that is not what I'm saying with this comment. I'm just being honest here. There's corruption in the government, in the overall the government, on the island and off the island, in Capitol Hill and in the White House. So there was just a lackluster effort made, and almost 3,000 people lost their lives. And I remember last year, someone that was dear to me wanted to do a challenge of let's not buy decks. And, she was adding up. She doesn't post videos, so I don't know if she's even doing videos on her channel anymore, or if she pretty much just left her channel open but doesn't want to make videos anymore. I don't know. I know she hasn't posted in a while, so I'm not gonna say who this person is, but she was like, I spent X amount of money on decks and books and things like that. I think because she was like, you really helped me to see this story from another perspective, and she wanted to donate for the relief efforts, and she did. And she went into like a no deck buying, and she kind of challenged other people. To be honest, the challenge never really took off. And I'm going to be honest, I was kind of hurt by that. And I went a while in September not really watching videos, kind of leaving YouTube for a little bit, and just having to work through these feelings and things like that. I read a lot of comments that blamed the very people that this hurricane affected, like the citizen. What are they doing? Why can't they do this and that? And I just don't see those same comments being said when those same things happen in the 50 states. I can see the difference in the response efforts. A lot of people use the excuse of, but it's an island, whatever the case may be. But when the earthquake happened in Haiti, the response was better. Um, and that's an island, and it's not even part of the United States. So again, somebody dropped the ball. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And this that crisis has personally affected me because one of my family members is one of the almost 3,000 people that passed away. So I didn't want to participate in self-love. I kind of wanted to work on myself. And I worked a lot with the solar plexus chakra, a lot self-esteem and boundaries, knowing when to turn off social media and when to walk away from it, only posting when I needed to post. Same thing with my client work, because I do work as a full-time healer. I am an initiated shaman, santera, and studying and under the guidance of someone for voodoo, which I hope to one day get initiated in as well. Um, and also, of course, espiritismo, which is the foundation of everything for me. Um, I did a lot of self-work, but I just, like I said, I wasn't ready to share that. Um, because again, September is a very emotional thing for me. Working on self-esteem and self-work and self-worth and, you know, all those feelings that I had last year started to resurface. And there were times that I took time off because if I'm not good with myself, I can't go and help other people. So I continue to set those healthy boundaries, turning off my social media after a certain time and not returning messages and things of that nature. Working on my sacral chakra, finances and sexuality, and taking care of myself, my reproduction. I'm getting older and dealing with some health issues that I've kind of put in the back burner because I give everything to my children and my clients and my channel and to everybody, and kind of leaving myself in the back burner. And I started to really remember myself and everything. I worked with tourmaline in the month of September, which was really good for psychic protection. I worked with my orchid calcite, which helped me a lot with that sense of self-worth and setting healthy boundaries, and citrine to attract abundance and prosperity, and things like that. I worked a lot with jade, which I don't have here. It's currently being used in my spirit room. And as people know, I don't film from my spirit room. I've tried to do it, and my technology has wreaked havoc many times. The spirits basically let me know they do not want to be on camera, because you'll probably literally see orbs and stuff in my room. It's an active room. Like, the spirits live there, so I don't want to disrespect them with that. I do film sometimes my living room altars, which are different. My where the crystal altar that I have that faces me when I do readings, and my ancestor altar that I have in my living room, those I have filmed on camera, and the spirits seem to be okay with it. But where I actually do workings and rituals and meditations, and actually the stuff takes place, they don't want cameras in there, so I have to respect that. So that's what I've been working with. Trying to make sure I did. Oh, amethyst. I also was working with that. A lot with this egg one, just for clarity and things like that. In the month of September, I did also purchase some crystals, and always working with my labradorite. So those are the crystals that I've been working with in the month of September. As far as decks, like I had explained before, I was very emotional in the month of September. So I did work with the Halloween Oracle, because Halloween, I needed to feel that. It was a really bad heat wave in September. And I wanted to feel a sense of that childish nostalgia. I'm not in any way saying this deck is childish, but it reminds me of this card I love so much. It reminds me of my childhood and the fun of Halloween. How I used to look forward to that time of year. It was the one day my mom didn't care, like, let us not do homework. It was the one time of the year that we were allowed to be absent. My mom would go trick-or-treating during the day, and we didn't come back home till night because my mom liked Halloween too. And eating the candies and my mom testing the candies to see if they were poison, which mostly meant she was eating them, because she was taking her share for walking us so much. Um, just remembering all those past Halloweens when I was young and I was with my other three siblings, and even though we lived in a very inner city, we grew up in extreme poverty, having come here at the age of 5, and my mom migrating and doing a lot of jobs that nobody else wanted to do, getting paid off the books, way less than minimum wage, living in basically what you would call a tenement. Um, Halloween was the one time you didn't care about finance. Like, I didn't worry about money. My mom used to make our costumes because she, she wasn't financially doing the best, but she was a good sewer. I remember her sewing up our costumes in that old-fashioned 1950s vintage sewing machine that she had. That was my grandmother's. And all my friends loved our costumes and always asked us where we got them. And I'm like, nope, my mom made them. I remember she made my younger sister a really cute Minnie Mouse one with like the ears and everything. And you would think she went to a professional to do it. So I just needed that deck to remind me of that time. Again, I had a loss in the family, so I needed angelic energy. So I worked with messages from your angels during virtual deck. I just needed that hug. That there were bleak moments sometimes, and I just needed something that was not in your face, but nurturing and loving. I love that card. I just did that. And it squeaked. It sounds like a mouse, but it was the box. I also used the Archangel Oracle cards this month as well. These cards are pretty beat. I've been having them. These were like one of the first Oracle decks I ever owned when I started working with Oracle decks. And they're about 5 years old, and it's the same deck. So, I mean, after 5 years of wear and tear, I have a backup deck, but I'm still using this one until it's in pieces, which is what I usually do. I love this deck very much. I took it more for myself because when I used to use it with, when I first started doing readings for other people, they really were like okay with it, but it's just more of a, Oracle to me is more for myself. Really don't like using it for other people, to be honest. I like tarot, and well, I like tarot for that. And when I do professional readings, I don't mix them up with oracles. I just like to straight up read tarot with my readings and things. The less tools, the better for me. For some reason, I do a lot of channeling and stuff as well. So because I am psychic, so like the less tools for me, the more information comes in, like little movies in my head. I see visions and things like that. So the less I use for that type of work, the more I allow the information to flow through me, if that makes sense. Like I said, everybody's different. So, and I also used healing with your angels oracle, which I love. This reminds me of like the 70s. I don't know why. Maybe because the borders are type tacky. Or like a church window with that fancy glass in it. I love this deck so much. I like it that it only has one words. A lot of Doreen Virtual's deck has too many words for my taste. So this one allows more intuition. And I like using this one as well. I used it a lot for when I do my card of the day. And it's powerful, and it's all about healing, which again is what I needed. These are the backs. Sorry about that. It's what I needed in the month of September. That's it for Oracle. And then Tarot decks. I used Vision Quest Tarot. Um, this I used because I am Taino, and I'm also I do have American Indian ancestry as well. Um, I do have a relative. It was proven to ancestry as well. I actually did a ancestry DNA, so I did prove that. Now they're able to say the areas where your native ancestry comes from, and they were able to pinpoint the Caribbean as part of my ancestry. So that's the Taino part. But they were also able to trace me to American Indians in the Americas, which would make sense. My great grandmother always said we had Apache, that she was Apache. So she did partially grow up in a reservation. But I'm not gonna get into what happened why she didn't live there anymore. It was kind of tragic, so um, she had to leave her tribe. So I would have to trace back a lot of ancestors in order for me to claim any kind of tribal benefits and to be recognized as a tribal member. And she has since passed, so it would be kind of hard for me to get that. But I know who I am in my heart, so um, a lot of Native people do mix with other tribes, so that is common. So I am Taino and Apache. Okay. So that, but I got to understand. I just feel like I'm talking to the ancestors with these, my direct ancestors through my bloodline, and I could understand why she was so angry growing up. She did share some of her teachings and culture with me and things like that. Um, but she wouldn't talk too much about her childhood because she was disowned basically for marrying a non-native. Um, so, which forced her to leave her tribe. I don't know if that still happens now, but we're talking about the early 1900s type of thing. The world was a different place then. So, all right. So that's that. I also worked with the Raven's Prophecy. I believe that's the name of the deck, which I got recently as well. And I work with this a lot to kind of draw on that Halloween energy. I know people say the veil is the thinnest, but I communicate with spirits on a daily basis. And I have always walked between the worlds. Since I was younger, I have seen spirits my whole life. I was just telling my daughter that we were watching a movie about that, the third eye, and having that insight to see the spirits, and living between the worlds, their world, our world, and that kind of thing. And I told her, I don't know how would I survive any other way because all I know is seeing spirits. I've had people that are psychics trying to read me and being kind of freaked out by seeing a legion of spirits behind me. Um, I remember when I was working the psychic line, I had to that's why I created a spirit room, because I had spirits actually walking behind me during readings that would kind of freak out clients. They would see orbs and they're like, don't you see that? And to me, that's normal. So now I just have a spirit room and they're happy there. They have their place to go and that kind of thing. So making deals with the spirits that always walk with me. And like I said, I don't know any other way to be. I grew up in this life and I tried to run away from it for most of my life. And I came into a place of just accepting that this is my calling. This is my life path. These are the services that the spirits want me to provide on their behalf. And they have always been with me. And they have walked here and been to these places before I did. And they have a lot of wisdom and knowledge to share with people. They're just waiting for us to be open to it and not fear that. So I use that for really working on self. I also used, I'm trying to think of the name of this deck. Oh my goodness, I forgot the name of this deck now. I'm drawing like a mind blank. Oh my, well, I'm just gonna show it. I'm still working with this one. Oh, the Greer deck. Mary Greer, I think. I don't have the box anymore, so I'm trying. I think that everybody's seen this deck, so they mostly know what deck this is. But working with this deck, love the card stock. If you do want to know what it is, I'll try to look it up and find it. But it's Morgan Greer, I think it is. Mary Greer, one of the two. You can comment below and correct me, please. I am perfectly good with that. But I love this deck. It's very colorful. It kind of reminds me of like Halloween. Halloween to me is very colorful, so very autumny. So I've been using this deck for myself, which brings me back to the changes in my path as well. I've been going back to basics. As I stated before, when I went to see my mom in the spring, and just really seeing her practice and her using just whatever's there. And I feel like there was a time I was going too much in a direction that's not authentic to me, and I just been bringing it back home, and I have never been more accurate, more in touch with the spirits and my practice and myself as I've been lately. Within this last year that I started making videos, I've been just evolving, and I'm not drawn to buying decks anymore, really, unless they come in a dream. I don't feel the need, and I'm not criticizing anybody else, because we should do what makes us happy, but I don't think I'm the only one that feels kind of like I don't need all these things all the time. I've been doing a lot of soul searching, and I'm buying the things that I'm going to use, but I'm not trying to hoard or collect a lot of things. I don't want to take more crystals than I need to unless it comes to me in a dream, because they come from Mother Earth, and I don't want to take more than what I need from her. Same thing with decks, because you know they are made out of paper, and you know that does come from trees and things like that. And if I'm not going to use a deck, I don't want a deck. And I've only been really buying the ones that I dream of and things like that. And even that's changing, because before I became a professional reader, I wasn't using tarot. For many, many, many years, I was reading the water in chalices the way my mom taught me to do. I was doing divination with eggs, okay, and things like that. And because that's not really marketable when you're working on a psychic site, I shifted from that and really studied the tarot. And I did Lenormand, but Lenormand doesn't call to me. I could read with it, but it's not, I don't know what it is about Lenormand. It's not my thing. And tarot, I was like, yes, this is it. So I would just exclusively read with tarot for clients. But before tarot, I was working and doing cartomancy in spiritual workings, and also with reading others. Because I did read professional before I went on the psychic site, but those were more local clients. And then I evolved to the psychic sites. And then from there, it's been kind of like almost a year. It'll be a year soon, actually, that I haven't done a reading on there. I haven't even logged on. I didn't even realize that, because I've been doing my self business, which has been taking off and growing. I'm very grateful and blessed for that. I've been just working on my baby, which me working from home and kind of doing my own psychic readings business and shaman practice and business for others. on a full-time basis has taken a lot from me. You have to invest a lot of money and time and organization and, you know, revamping, and it takes a lot of work to do that. So I've been kind of outside of my children and my personal life really dedicating myself to that. So I haven't really been able to go on the site. I don't know if I'm going back to the psychic site. I don't know if that's the end for me and my path with that. I don't know if I'm going to continue to use tarot in my path either anymore, or oracle, because I've kind of gone back to, my grandfather has come in really strong, has some of, and my great grandmother, and they use cartomancy. Come to find out from my teacher that in Haiti they use playing cards for a lot of their divination, and that is something that I was always drawn to, but I was told, oh, it's not commercial enough, it's not pretty enough, but it's something that really draws to me, and September has really made me embrace who I am. And it's not that I can't read with tarot, because I love tarot, I get spot on readings with that, but I just feel this sense of closeness with my grandfather and my ancestors when I take a deck of cards and do readings, and I've really started to incorporate that in my practice, and I've been reading professionally with them, as going back to how I started. And so I've been reading with my deck of cards, and people have been shocked at the information that my ancestors revealed to me through these cards. They're like, and there's people that are not comfortable with tarot. So me being able to go back to my foundation, because I do have such a close connection to them, has made people that are fearful of the tarot, that maybe they're from different religious areas, because I read anybody. It doesn't matter what spiritual path you come from. I'm not coming from a place of judgment when I'm trying to help you. They have felt more comfortable with that, and therefore opening up that energy for me to be able to read them accurately. So I'm offering either tarot or cartomancy readings now on my site, and I love it. Like, it's just home to me. It's just home to me. I feel connected to my grandfather. I feel connected to my grandmother. I feel connected to all those that came before me that literally used whatever they had on hand, like Florida water, which I'm going to do a video on this month, the history of it. This is just a cologne, a body splash. And our ancestors used these for very powerful workings that we still do today. Eggs, camphor, you know what I'm saying, paper, fire, like very simple things, but very, very powerful. So I'm going to be making that video on Haitian Voodoo. I'm going to be making the part 2 about Florida water and its history. I want to make more videos about my paranormal experiences, and I want to make videos on African traditional religions, music and the drums. The African drums are so key and so important, and I would like to share the history of that and why it's so important to, you know, before you call something African drumming, learn what that actually means. It's very sacred, and I want to share that with you guys, the history and why it's so sacred and what it really means, and, you know, and things like that. So I want to share more videos about my practice, my background, my upbringing, my paranormal experiences, because I am a psychic medium. I see spirits on a daily basis. I live in a home that literally houses spirits in a room, and sometimes they leave the room and my doors slam by themselves, or dishes shatter. My kids are used to seeing spirits too. Like, I'm very in touch with the spirits, and they don't bother me. Like, that to me is normal, which I come to find out isn't so normal for other people. But what is normal, right? So I look forward to making these videos. I want to thank you guys. We're over 500 subscribers. I'm so excited about that. I'm so excited about the growth of my business. I'm so excited about all the new people that I'm meeting, and they're actually making comments. I live for comments. Likes I appreciate, but I love when you guys actually comment. It lets me know somebody's watching. It inspires me to make more videos. I've gotten a lot of video ideas from your guys' comments and questions, so do not hesitate to comment and question down below, because that makes a difference to me. I don't like to see no comments, because then it makes me feel like nobody's listening. What's the point of me making a video, you know? So much love, light, and blessings. Thank you so much for watching this video. I might even make a video on cartomancy as well. I don't know yet, but I don't know, like, because I'm not going to be really purchasing tarot decks for a while or oracle decks, I was kind of questioning, should I even make YouTube videos anymore? Because I know a lot of people are interested in that. So, but then I said, you know what? I've always been myself, and I've always done videos on what resonates with me. So, I'm just gonna continue to be me, and hopefully, for those that like me for me and are interested in my practice, those will be the people that watch, right? I can't be nothing but myself. So, much love, light, and blessings. Thank you so much for watching this video. And until the next time, guys, love you. Bye.